This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. 4 and let's go. The Oilers getting the job done in probably the greasiest game of the year so far. Ladies and gentlemen, the Oilers came back not once, not twice, three times. 3 times tonight to get the job done and defeat the New Jersey Devils in a shootout to remain that perfect 4 and 0. And ladies and gentlemen, for most of this game, from what I saw, of course I did miss a little bit due to getting home late from work today, but with that said, simple fact is it was a New Jersey Devils style game. They really kind of, stymied the Oilers offense, didn't allow them much, but we found a way, and when it counts, when it counted, the Oilers found a way to do it, just as they have against the Vancouver Canucks, just as they have against the LA Kings, and just as they have against, who did we face last? The New York Islanders, ladies and gentlemen. That one not as tough of a test, but that one was a whole nother different type of test as opposed to what we faced 3 of the 4 games, that being Vancouver, LA, and now New Jersey, and a 4-3 victory in a shootout. You know what? It's an extra point. I don't care. At the end of the day, that's all that matters for us. It's an undefeated streak. And I believe, ladies and gentlemen, if I've got this right, the New Jersey Devils are in fact, as they sit, still winless in the NHL season. Let me just hop over to the old NHL standings for a second. Yeah, they're winless. They are 0-2-2 to begin the year, and our Edmonton Oilers just handed them that second OT shootout loss. So in the shootout, we'll review that in a second, because ladies and gentlemen, the shots, what you need to know, a 31-22 shot on goal effort. The Devils outshoot the Oilers, but guys, you know what? Right now, if you can outscore them and you're going to win, keep outscoring them to win. It don't matter. That's the key, right? If we're going to get defense, we're going to get a little bit later on, maybe when Adam Larson returns, maybe when Ethan Bear's more fully rounded, same with Joel Persson. So right now, the fact that we're outscoring guys and winning, we can't complain about that. That would be dumb to go out there and complain about the Oilers outscoring their opponents and winning hockey games. Because ladies and gentlemen, I don't care if you're outscoring them 7-6 or 2-1, the point of an NHL hockey game, if you want to win, is to outscore your opponents. So that's what we do. Again tonight, get that weird kind of shootout goal point, whatever the heck that's all about. But it is what it is, and we get that 4-0 start. So, with that said, the shootout, what you need to know, will work backwards. It was Leon Draisaitl, the 6th shooter of the shootout, and he gets the goal. It was a save on Taylor Hall. It was a save on Connor McDavid, a toe save by Mackenzie Blackwood. That, you know what, McDavid normally goes high on that play. He went low. Weird difference. Tried to miss up a rookie, but it didn't work. Then you've got Jack Hughes. Yeah, he tried to stuff it back door on Koskinen, or not back door, but back post, and didn't work. Then you've got Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who flubbed on his shot. Same with Nikita Gusev. And this was a very important one for me. That flub by Gusev had me going, because I'm sitting there, man, if Gusev's the guy of all guys to win this shootout for the Devils in his first game against the Oilers, I'm going to lose my marbles. Because you guys know where I've gone with Nikita Gusev, and just not a big fan at all of what he could have potentially brought to the Oilers. Mind you, what I need to remind you here is that we could have had Nikita Gusev and Milan Lucic, or we can have James Neal. Which do you prefer? Oilers fans, look at it this way. Which do you prefer? I think I have our solution. So, with that, the period scoring for the game, as I said, alternate goals, and then the Oilers back up 1 in the shootout. It's New Jersey getting Kyle Palmieri going unassisted. Then it was Leon Draisaitl. This guy with his stick in those areas is just unreal. Leon Draisaitl can tip one time like no player I've seen in a lot of years. Like, the guy is unreal. Then you've got Darnell Nurse and Zach Kassian getting the assists on Leon Draisaitl's backdoor tip job. Mint. Nikita Gusev, already mentioned his name. Yeah, he did pick up a goal tonight. Jesper Bratt and Connor Carrick get the assist on his marker. So it was 2-1 for the Oilers at that point. Then with 28 seconds to go in the second period, yes sirree, the real deal, James Neal goes out there and gets himself his 7th goal of the season. So ladies and gentlemen, that's a little bit of franchise history. The most goals for an Edmonton Oilers through their first 4 games as an Oiler, once again, belongs to James Neal, just as it had with the most goals through 3 games. So James Neal setting records. He'll be in the record book for a while, I'm sure. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, James Neal's primary assist, because what happened? Nugent-Hopkins shot the puck. Neal deflected it. Easy go, right? That's how you score in front of the net. Again, I said James Neal rakes 5 feet within the net, 10 feet away from the net. It don't matter. Neal is a goal scorer. Connor McDavid, the secondary assist on that power play marker. Now, let's not forget Connor McDavid's name, because we're going to get over there to Damon Severson, who ended up... This play was a little bit ugly, I will admit. Not a very pretty play at all, but you know what? Oilers survive it, we overcome, and that's kind of the theme to start this season, so I'm not going to complain too much. Taylor Hall, Nico Hischier get the points, Damon Severson the goal. Wash it under the rug. We were down 3-2. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Connor McDavid, I think the funny part is Kevin Quinn had a quip in his commentary tonight how Jack Hughes was a little bit complaining about a call not going his way, like he wanted a penalty, but Kevin Quinn's like, you're not going to get that call, you're a rookie, young man. And it's just kind of like, wait a minute, dot, connect. Connor McDavid's not a rookie anymore. And yes, sirree, Connor McDavid is getting penalties called in his favor for moving his feet this season. And ladies and gentlemen, that resulted in Connor McDavid's weird goal. It was reviewed. It was called a good goal, but the whistle had blown. So they needed to kind of confirm what the ref saw, what the play was, and what things kind of would transpire from that. But with the goalie pulled and 1:06 left in the third period, the Edmonton Oilers pulled out a 3-3 goal, the 3rd goal of the season from Connor McDavid, and that set us on our way to overtime. Guys, what I do have to credit is a fantastic get it on the net and create havoc shot by Oscar Klefbom. The secondary assist, though, goes to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He has 2 points. Don't you worry, he's just dandy. And now, well, what do you got? I already talked about the shootout. So what you need to know is that overtime. And my goodness, guys, that overtime was nuts. That's what you're going to get when you get Taylor Hall, Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid in an overtime period altogether, guys. That one was nuts. Nikita Gusev had a chance. I mean, it was crazy. Taylor Hall very well could have ended it with a glove shot against Koskinen, and I thought he did, but he rung it wide off the post. Wow, that one was crazy. Connor McDavid up and down the ice several times. He went up, and my goodness, he almost scored 3 or 4 goals if he would have shot the puck instead of carrying around the net. But Connor McDavid, of course, looking for his buddy Leon Draisaitl in that overtime period. And guys, I'm not one to complain, because when those two hook up in overtime, music to my ears. A fantastic time when those two score in overtime. However, they didn't, but you know what? Still a very good overtime. What I need to tell you, the box score, what you need to know is the defensive leader this evening. 23 minutes on the ice, 52 seconds total ice time. This there are guys that played more, but Ethan Bear, guys, this is to the degree of difficulty the Oilers' blue line has had since Adam Larsson's gone down. Having Ethan Bear, pretty much a raw NHL prospect, go out there and play as many games he has at a pace and I don't know what's the word I'm looking for here. Caliber, I guess. The caliber of game he's played, right? He hasn't looked lost. He's made some bad plays. He's made some mistakes, but it hasn't cost us because this team knows what to do when they get down. This team is resilient. We know that. We know this team is resilient. We know we have something different this year. Guys, 4-0 to begin the NHL season. And what I must tell you right now, because I got to go grease it for a quick second, the league stats, guys, the Edmonton Oilers, there are 3 teams that have played 4 games that are undefeated in regulation. There are 3 teams that have played an NHL game this year and remain undefeated. That being Boston, Edmonton, Carolina. You know what? That's great company. That's 100% great company for us to be in. And guys, 4-0 sounds sweet. The Carolina Hurricanes, yeah, they're 4-0 too. They've scored 17 goals, given up 11 goals. We've scored 18 goals. We've given up 12 goals. What I must mention before I get up on out of here is another performance by Mikko Koskinen. And guys, this is the silliest thing because Mikko Koskinen's had two goals against performances and looks studly, and Mike Smith has saved us 2 good games as well. So now we've got a very interesting option going Saturday against the New York Rangers. My bet, without listening to any post-game commentary from Dave Tippett or anybody, because that's not the style here on Dolynny TV, I give you my thoughts, not their thoughts, is the simple fact that you go to Mike Smith. And as I was saying, after the New York Islanders game where you should have went to Mike Smith and said what you got, well, guess what? We went to Mikko Koskinen and said, you got it again. He did. Now it's time to go to Mike Smith and say, what you got? What do you got? What do you got? Let's show it. Let's go. Guys, we have a chance to go 5-0 here. 10 points to begin the season. That is ridiculous. If you would have told me at the beginning of this season when we opened up against the Canucks that we would have a chance to go 5-0 and already be 4-0, I don't think any of us would have believed it. I think we would have thought maybe 3-1, 3-2, or 4-1, something like that. We would have had a loss somewhere in those few games. However, we have not. So here we sit, guys. It is Thursday evening. The Oilers are still undefeated into the second week of the NHL calendar. Guys, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will catch you, as always, in the next one.